Welcome to MagicSchool Smart AI Resources for Real Kids and Busy Families. My name is Janae Ju. I am a special education instructional coach. I've been with Sequoia Grove for 7 years. I work with both general education and special education staff and families, helping with instruction and different resources for students. So what we're going to talk about today is MagicSchool. So it is a website. So you can go to first the QR code here to sign up, or go to magicschool.ai, and when you sign up, you want to use the educator account. You can either create an account or you can sign in with Google or Microsoft. So what are we going to learn today? We are going to first understand AI, safe use for parents and students. We're going to look at different tools for MagicSchool to help you save time, stress less, how you can use it to customize learning in the homeschool setting, and help you build some confidence with using AI. And don't worry, you don't need to know anything about AI. This is a great workshop for anybody, no matter what level of comfort you have with using AI resources. Okay, so here's our table of contents. We're going to talk about what is AI, using AI to homeschool, all about MagicSchool, and then some resources for safe AI use for students. So first, we'll start with what is AI? So AI stands for artificial intelligence. So AI is not a conscious being. It doesn't feel, dream, or think independently. But think of it more of like a smart helper. It helps to notice patterns, give suggestions, recommendations, different routines, purchases, things like that. AI can help you save time and support your decisions, and you will still guide and control learning. So we have different types of AI. You have the traditional AI searches like Google, Alexa, but today we're going to focus on what is considered a large language model, things like ChatGPT, MagicSchool AI. So first, AI is in everyday life. So for example, you're driving along, you're using Google Maps, and there's an accident up ahead, and Google Maps automatically reroutes you. That's AI. Netflix, you have your own profile, but then your child or your spouse gets on and they start watching some random show and it messes up your algorithm. Netflix uses AI to give you show recommendations. Social media filters, voice assistants, things like that, those are all AI resources that we're actually already using in our everyday life. How can AI help with homeschooling now? So we can use those large language models to help with saving time, reducing stress. It can help you with planning your lessons and help you also track progress and help identify some gaps in learning that you may want to go back and look at again for your students. It can help you personalize the learning, so suggesting activities based on interests. Also, it can help you adjust and generate reading passages and worksheets based on, again, student interest or grade level, Common Core standards. And support teaching decisions, so things like highlighting learning strengths and needs. And it's great to help you with those multi-age or multi-level teaching when you have students of different ages. And the great thing about AI is remember that you stay in control while AI supports your decisions. So let's take a minute. As a learning coach, how can AI help you most? Okay, using AI to homeschool. So using AI to homeschool, remember that parents stay in control. So AI is not a replacement, right? It is helping you to choose what tools, and you want to review all your AI output, and you decide what fits your child best. So again, it's a supporting tool. It'll help you with planning and saving time on prep work, but it's not going to replace your teaching. And kids still do the thinking. So giving our students multiple ways to show understanding and making lessons that are built on topics of interest really helps our students with learning and in their engagement in their learning. So some quick do's and don'ts. So do use AI for planning ideas, but don't let AI replace teaching. Review the content before sharing, so don't skip those parent guidance. You can adjust materials for your child, but don't use AI as an answer only or expect AI to know your child. And can use AI to save time, but don't use AI for everything. We want to use it specifically for different targeted lessons that you can use. All right, so now we get to MagicSchool, all about MagicSchool. So what is MagicSchool? It is a collection of learning tools designed for educators and families, and most tools are free. There is a paid account, but you can do pretty much everything with the free account. So no need to purchase the subscription, but that is an option. So why do homeschool parents like it? Well, first, it works for all ages, and it can support different learning needs, different styles, and it can help you with following your child's interest and making lessons and worksheets and activities based on their interests. So some different things about MagicSchool. So here we have our tools right here on the left side. We have some other resources over here. There is a student AI literacy and professional development here that we'll look at. MagicSchool tool recommendations. This is a great tool that we'll look at. And you can also favorite different tools that you like, that you want to use more often. Also, MagicSchool AI has accessibility resources. So you can use speech to text. So it's great for our littles that can't quite type yet. They can utilize speech to text. And we have accessibility adjustments. So if we need that here, but also there's a help chat and a support center. Okay. So before we get into MagicSchool AI, I want to talk just a little bit about searching versus prompting. So most people use AI once, and we're talking about the large language models, and never return. But why is that? Because prompting is a skill to be honed, and it's counterintuitive to past internet use. So we have been taught using Google, Alexa, different search engines, that we use effective searches that are short and concise to cast a wide net, right, to find the resource we're looking for. That's different than prompting using large language models. When you are prompting, you want to give an effective prompts that describe clearly and specifically what you want the large language model to produce. So some prompting examples. So you want to first define the role you want the AI to assume, define the task you want the AI to complete, and add important details to make sure that you generate matches that your generation matches the output you are looking for. So for example, you would start with a prompt something like, you are a 7th grade homeschool teacher, creating a 2-day lesson plan to introduce a lesson to mitosis, and then what the lesson should focus on. Okay, so getting to MagicSchool, we pop over there. We have a chatbot within MagicSchool that can help you with looking up different tools and resources, which is a great tool to start there. And we're going to go over and we're going to try it. So we have, when you explore Raina's suggestions, there's some tips right here. So there are different ways to prompt and get output if you need for different activities you're looking for. You can upload a file. Let's say you have a worksheet already, but it's just not the right level for your student. Maybe we need to level it down a little bit for their reading level. You can add that by uploading the file or from Google Drive, even uploading from a phone. And you can put it in so that the AI system can review that worksheet and then help you generate whatever you're looking for after that. We have here where we're going to talk about adjusting models here, and then we have the different actions, right? So of what you can do within MagicSchool AI. And you can do new chats and output history. Okay, so let's go over to MagicSchool. So here we are. So here's MagicSchool. And let's make this screen a little bigger. There we go. So MagicSchool, you have your tools over here like we talked about, your teacher tools, and like I said, there is a huge list of free resources. Look at these, so many that you can utilize. We have our Raina chatbot, so that is either right here at the top. You can click over here. If you favorite different tools, you would find them here. And up here to the top, the support is where you would find the different questions, messages, help. And then we have helpful resources. Let me close that. So we have helpful resources here, the PD resources, and there's some great student AI literacy library. Okay, so let's look at our Raina chatbot. So I have a student, and let's say my student is in 4th grade. So I'm going to go over, and this is on our slides. I'm going to look at our TK through 8 ICANN pacing guides. So I'm going to go to my 4th grade student, and let's look and see what standard I'm going to look at. So I'm going to go to a writing standard right here. So let's use this one. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that and go back to our MagicSchool. And I don't know what tool I want yet, but I know that I have a 4th grade homeschool student who likes Minecraft. And I need a worksheet or activity for Common Core State Standard. There we go. And when you are doing your searches here, you can change the speed. So we have the quickest answer for everyday teaching, but you can also switch it to smartest or thinking, where you can do a more in-depth searches or creations. So now I'm going to say right there, and that gives us our, see what our output is. Okay, so here is what Raina gave us. So we have an activity right here. Here's a Minecraft worksheet and activity to help your student master the standard. So Minecraft opinion writing, linking words and phrases. So that goes with this Common Core standard right here from the ICANN statements, linking opinions and reasons using words and phrases. So we have part 1, showing different activities you can do here. Part 2, write your own opinion piece. Which looks like some fun activities there. Linking word banks. And then answer keys here for you. So some tips for success it gives us a lot of times. And then it sometimes will give us different suggestions to either refine the worksheet or activity more, or maybe looking for different activities. If you like this, if you're like, yep, this is perfect, you can copy this directly and just pop it right into a Google Doc, or you can print it. You can also go in and edit the message. So I'm like, this is a great activity. I'm just going to go ahead and copy it. And that's how I would use this one. Okay, so now going back to, let's look at some different tools. So that's Raina. Raina's great. You can also request asking Raina, like, what tool do you recommend for this? Or you can just put it in there and it'll come out with what you need. Some different tools I want to highlight is making custom worksheets generated based on student interest, their grade level, their specific reading level, standards, leveled reading passages. So level any reading passage and create comprehension questions. Project-based learning, so create hands-on and group activities, and then we'll talk about student AI. All right, so let's try it ourselves. So we have this first one, and this one's a lot of fun. It's called Make It Relevant. So Make It Relevant helps you generate ideas that will make what the students are learning relevant to their everyday life. So remember, you want to assign AI a specific grade level, ask AI to complete a specific task, and include the important details AI needs to make your output match your needs. So let me show you an example of making it relevant. So I know I favorited that. So instead of searching for it all through, I'm going to find it right here. So make it relevant. So I'm going to go to, I have a 6th grade student. And what are we learning? We are learning about the Civil War. You can also put the standards in here or different prompts levels there. And describe my student. My student is a homeschool student that enjoys animals and soccer. Now, if we need some examples that maybe a preview of different input outputs here, you can show examplers. So for example, here's an example of different things that, here it gave me a prompt right here for a 7th grade student, and this is what the prompt went in. So let me go back to oh, it erased mine. So let's go back. We'll say Civil War. Pretty easy. Homeschool student that likes animals and soccer. Okay, so I'm going to generate. I can always go back and edit my prompt again. And here, this is great. It's asking me what state do I want to do the multi-state to align the activities to. If you don't have a preference, you can just say multi-state, but let's see. I'm going to go back to my prompt editor and say a California, let's spell that right. California homeschool student. So now, see, go back and edit my prompt. Okay, and it's aligning to standards. So here's some ideas. So giving them ideas like Civil War animal messengers, dogs, horses, pigeons, lessons there that you can do to relate Civil War learning to animals. Some different great activities here. So this is a great prompt that I think is a lot of fun, of making something that may not be as interesting to your student more interesting to them, to relate it to things that they enjoy. So go ahead and let's take a minute, and you can pause the training and go in and look at the prompt editor for Make It Relevant or even the Raina chatbot and try something there. Okay, another great resource that I really like working with is using something, for example, the rubric generators. We kind of talked about prompting easier, so helping you with building rubrics. Making sure that you put your prompt in, you can look for examples. Make sure that you do, each tool is great because it helps you define your roles. All right, so we have prompt assistance. So this is another part that can help you with writing a prompt. So let's go back, and I'm going to find, again, my favorites. And if I can't find it here, because maybe I didn't favorite it, I can search. Prompt assistant, right there. So prompt assistant is great because it's going to help you with creating lessons that are, or activities that, and it'll give you a prompt to help you redefine that. So I'm going to look at my standards again, and let's say I need to do we'll use this standard right here. Actually, let's go back and we'll use the same standard we used before, the I can connect my opinion and reasons using words and phrases. So I'm going to pop that in here. Homeschool student that enjoys hiking and skiing. Okay. Okay, needs to show understanding of this standard. So here's my improved prompts. So we can put this in. It's telling me how the prompt was improved. So different specifics, it separated the student's profile. So create a learning activity for a homeschool student, grade 4, who enjoys hiking and skiing. The activity should help the student demonstrate understanding of this standard right here. And so I could just copy this and pop it into a different resource. So let's go here. And if you want to pause and take a minute to look at Prompt Editor, which is a great one. Okay, so now I'm going to take that prompt that I just created, and I'm going to create a worksheet. So again, I have my 4th grade student, and I'm just going to pop that prompt in here, and I'm going to generate. Okay, and this is great because most of the time you're going to have an answer key too. Always check your output though, because AI is not always perfect. You want to make sure that the answers are correct, spelling, wording, all the things when you're looking at it. So here we have a great worksheet. It has a little bit of a passage to read, fill in the blank, multiple choice, and then open-ended questions. So this document is great. If I wanted to edit it further, you can go back to your prompt and continue to make it, refine it more of what you're looking for. Okay. All right, so if you would like to go and try the worksheet generator, this is another great resource. And if also within a lot of the different resources, there's a prompt assistant already there for you to help you with refining your prompts. Okay, so when we talk about using AI, you want to use AI and use the 80-20 approach. So, 80% of the time, you are going to do your teaching, and that 20% is really using those AI resources, and you can always build it up, but we want to make sure we're not using AI for everything, right? We still want to use those good resources that we have that have the explicit teaching and different things for our curriculum. I would suggest pick 1 or 2 tools. It's a lot, so don't think that you need to choose all of them. Pick 1 or 2 tools that you find that might be helpful for you and your students. When you're looking at using the tools, use those I Can pacing guides for K-8 or the Common Core standards for high school to make sure you're aligning it to their standards. You can use Raina chatbot for help, and then there's also those great resources under the videos under the help section. One more tool I wanted to highlight is called project-based learning. So project-based learning is a method of teaching that learning through hands-on projects that solve real-world problems. So you can do this with any activity, any standard, anything you're doing. The benefits is that you can personalize it and engage it and get our kids really involved in learning. Students explore meaningful questions, so they connect it to the real life. Active engagement, so typically you're creating things, researching, building. Students tend to make choices about how they show their understanding, and it helps them get a deeper understanding of the connection of learning across subjects. So I did a prompt here for project-based learning. So I went in, I did my grade level, they love animals, and we were going to go to the Folsom Zoo Sanctuary. I also am working on these standards. So all of that went into my prompt generator right here. And the example that I came out with, and again, I just copied and pasted it right into a Google Doc, and I have my prompts here so you can take a look at this example. But here's my activity. So here's my output. The driving question, real world context, in-depth inquiry, student voice, some really great activities you can do before you go to the zoo, after you go to the zoo. So if you're looking for activities to connect different field trips and different activities that you're doing, this is a great way to do that with our lessons and connect it to their curriculum. Okay, so now we're going to get to safe AI use for students. So why do we need to teach students to use AI safely? Because AI is becoming a part of every industry. So we want to teach them that responsible use, teach ethical and appropriate AI practices. Banning AI does not prepare our students, right, for the future, because it is going to be a part of everyday life. So we want to teach them digital literacy. Students must learn to interact with AI appropriately. So we want to give them that guided practice and give students opportunities to use AI. So it helps them become more ready for their future careers. So safe AI tips for students: use AI with adult guidance, protect personal information always, ask questions about AI output, balance that screen time, use age-appropriate AI tools, and focus on the learning process, not just the answers. So if we help students learn to use AI wisely, it's going to prepare them again for the world that they are entering. So MagicSchool also has what's called Magic Student. There are over 50 easy-to-use AI-powered tools that help them with all sorts of great activities, and it is a great resource that is a safer use of AI that we can put parameters on. So going back to my MagicSchool, I'm going to go back right here, and Magic Student is right here. So when you look at student tools, there are a bunch of student tools that are great. You have a student chatbot. You have things like a song generator, create skits, rap battle. They can use it to get step-by-step directions on any topic or task. Quiz Me, putting a topic in to get quizzes. Joke creator, different things. A code assistant, coding assistant. There are all sorts of great activities that you can do in here that we can set up for our students. So what you would do is you would go and you can create a room, and the great thing here is that you have the resources. So if you want to go and create it, there's some great resources here with getting the room started for your students. But going back to our rooms, you can go in and what you do is that you create what activities you want to allow your student to use. So you can add tools to the room, you can take tools away. So this is a great way for you to monitor the output that the student's doing, and it's using AI resources within a parameter that you're setting. So this is another great resource, and again, I recommend going to the resources and going to our resource helpful library up here for those PDs, and it'll give you step-by-step directions on how to set up student rooms. Okay, so some other trusted resources for families here are listed here. We also have our AI privacy information in our handbooks as well, and those are linked. But these are some different resources that can give you some tools and different AI literacy things you can do with your students. Lastly, make AI work for you. So do as much or as little as you feel comfortable with. Don't feel like you have to use all of them. Use them as a resource. Use one tool at a time. And use AI that you are most comfortable with. So if you're more comfortable with ChatGPT, go for it. You can still use a lot of the same prompting that I showed you into whatever resource you're using. And again, don't stress. We want this to be a useful tool for you to teach your students. So again, thank you so much for watching MagicSchool Workshop for Parents. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. There's my email. And again, thank you for all you do for your students.